Hey, what's up? This is Samy Elbanna from Law Society, and you are watching a Sonic Seducer interview. Let's go. Wow. Well, I mean, unfortunately, I truly had to face my own personal sky coming down when I was writing this album. But if we were to think of the actual physical and literal meaning of that, honestly, I think I would start listening to some of my favorite music, and I would start looting the shit out of my favorite music stores and play my favorite guitars before the sky comes down. Honestly, I can tell you like 100%, especially after the last 2 years of my life, that music is pretty much the most important thing to me in life. Because in the last 2 years, as anyone who will hear this record will know, or anyone who's read the interviews, I faced pretty much like the biggest trauma of my life, and I was in a point where I truly didn't see anything kind of in the end of the tunnel, so to say. So honestly, if it wasn't for music, I would not be here. So I can say that with truly on like with complete honesty, that music definitely plays such a big role in my life that nothing can surpass that. I mean, obviously, obviously I love my family. My family is always top priority for me, but out of other stuff, music is definitely, top one. Honestly, I think the fact that we all get so excited still when we write a new song, or when we play a show, or especially when we're putting out a new record, I think that's kind of that's the main thing. And honestly, that's something that I hope will never die, because I feel like if in some point you get to a point in your career where it just feels like, oh, okay, we'll put out a record just so we can do the tours and we can do the interviews, then we'll do it again, and then we'll do this. I feel like if you truly get into that kind of mode where you feel like it's just a job, that's when you're going to hear it also from the music, that you're not putting your passion into it, or it's not your passion anymore. And for us, it's whether it's playing a show, whether it's doing a club show or festival show, writing a song or whatever, we're still, the kids that we were back in the day, who were just, starting out as musicians. And I feel like that's definitely something that has to be there, and you can hear it from the music if you're genuinely kind of putting out your best, and you always try to challenge yourself to do this kind of stuff. And especially like with this record, which is so it's really important to us, and we love this record, we love each and every track on this record. So I feel like now we're probably even more so than ever before, kind of nervous and excited to get it finally out to everyone to hear. We're going to be spending the release day. I mean, it's going to be press, obviously, all day, and it's just going to be. Honestly, I mean, I'm one of those people that I don't kind of I don't let people's comments get to me, but I am going to be fucking reading every single comment probably on release day, and just kind of enjoying all of the negatives and the positives of it. Because honestly, like I've been saying to the guys for the last year after we recorded this album, that I rather people hate the record than saying it's all right. I love it or I hate it, but nothing in between. So release day is going to be just, it's going to be us proud of ourselves, proud of what we did, but it's also going to be obviously monitoring what people are saying. And I mean, the basic stuff that you do on a release day. We're going to start touring the week after. So we're not going to be playing any shows, but it's just going to be intense, kind of intense celebrating, say that. Well, I mean, to be honest, when it comes to praises from people that we look up to, obviously, like number one is that we are super. I mean, super honored anytime someone says something positive. I mean, it's lovely to hear that, and we've been privileged, in our careers thus far, that we've got to meet so many of our idols also. And I'd have to say that probably the biggest role model that we all had during this career of ours thus far was Alexi from Children of Bodom. Because he was one of those people, and Children of Bodom obviously as a whole was a band that we always looked up to. We always listened to their albums, and got into their documentaries and stuff like that. So when we toured with them for the first time in 2000, and I believe it was 2013, and we got comments from them like, oh, you guys are doing cool stuff, you guys are great live and stuff like that. I feel like that meant the most to us, that, and it's something that's really stayed with us. And I feel like, that whole tour, we learned so much about, the business and about touring, about practicing and everything like that. And to us, it was so important that, we got to meet our idols, and figuring out that those people were just, they were just regular guys. It wasn't any of that rock star bullshit or anything, even though those guys are glorified rock stars. That was something that really kind of struck us. And it's something that's kind of stayed with us to this day, that we realize, when you go out on stage, you become a different person, but it's all about recognizing the fact that you leave that person on stage, and when you get out, you don't become that asshole that everyone hates. It's like you're still the same person, but you just happen to do the coolest shit on earth. And yeah, I mean, that was definitely one thing that stuck with us. And as for other idols that I have, my all-time favorite vocalists, I mean, it's people like Corey Taylor, Chester Bennington, Alexi, obviously. You have your Bruce Dickinsons and stuff like that. It's a wide variety of all kinds of stuff, because, obviously I listen to a lot of different kind of music. It's not just metal music. So I have idols from all kinds of genres. And it doesn't even necessarily need to be, the vocalist. It can be the guitarist, it can be the bassist, it can be the drummer, it can be the whole band. It's just, I love and I idolize people who take their work seriously, and they also just enjoy the ride, and they just don't fuck it up by just becoming complete weirdos after after getting fame. Honestly, yes, I do remember. It's something that I kind of don't want to talk about too much, because it still is something that I feel like really none of us really can comprehend the whole thing, because, obviously, yeah, we had close ties with Children of Bodom. We toured with them so many times, and obviously I played with Alexi in the local band for a couple of years. So it was definitely something that no one in our close circle saw coming. And it's something that still, to this day, it's truly difficult to process. And I feel like the fact that it happened during the whole pandemic time obviously made it that much worse, because I feel like you can't process something that you can't talk about. And when you're isolated, when you're locked up at home without anyone else, it's something that you can't really process in any way. So, it's just day by day, and all we can do now is kind of just be happy of all the times that we had together, and appreciate the fact that we got to do so many cool things together. I think the most important thing they should know about it is that this record is 100% Lost Society. It's like, no matter what, people will always make their own judgments on, oh, okay, now the label made you do this, or the manager made you do this, or whatever. But If the Sky Came Down is exactly what we love to listen to. It's what we would listen to if it was another band. And it's an honest album. It's 100% what we feel like and what has been going on in the last couple of years. So honestly, I'd just say, please give it a chance, and kind of don't make up your mind before you listen to the album just because of someone else's comments. Listen to the record. If you like it, that's fucking cool. If you don't like it, that's fucking cool.